Hello, everyone. We'll be starting shortly. While you wait, these are some updates from some of our past scholarship awardees. Hope you enjoy it.
She is a senior. Wow.
Hello, everyone. I think we're just about ready to start. People are still coming in. But we're excited. I see a lot of our scholars on the screen and people peeking from behind. And I think we have some family members. So that's exciting. And I think we are live streaming on Facebook now. So let's see. So I have that going. What else do I need to do? We're recording. We'll have a recording available for people later. And I think that's it. And of course, my phone's going to ring. Should we start? What do you think?
I'm ready.
All right, Jason's ready. we will get started.
Okay, awesome. Before we begin the ceremony, let me remind you to please be courteous to other participants on our presentation by using mute when not speaking. This ceremony is being simultaneously broadcasted on Facebook Live and recorded to share with your friends and family who are not able to attend. Please enjoy the ceremony. Ms. Julie Suchia, Dr. Ann Bugliani, Mrs. and Mr. Lynn and George Bedencourt, Mr. Vince Matsui, Ms. Catherine Louette, Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Grace Shirey, Mr. Gerald Yamada, Mrs. Chris DeRosa, scholarship recipients, and their families, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the annual Japanese American Veterans Association Memorial Scholarship honoree. My name is Jason Kuroiwa, and I'm honored to serve as your master of ceremonies for this afternoon. Today, we are celebrating outstanding students from around the country. All applicants were incredibly talented and accomplished, and every candidate is worthy of receiving a Jalva scholarship. This phenomenal talent made this year's selection process extremely challenging. The scholarships will continue to benefit a range of high school seniors, undergraduate, graduates, and postgraduate students. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the Japanese American Veterans Association, Mr. Gerald Yamada.
Thank you, Jason. First of all, I want to congratulate all the scholarship winners. Everybody was, the scholarship committee, as I understand it, received a lot of very talented applications. And so the decisions were hard, and I presume a lot of debate. So I'd like to thank Chris De La Rosa for her leadership of the committee. She did an outstanding job last year, and an even more outstanding job this year. This year, it's complicated by the COVID-19 shutdown and our inability to all get together. So putting together this viral program took a lot of work, and Chris, together with Howard High and Neat Ford, and Jason were able to put it all together. So you really did go out of the way to do this, and really appreciate it. Also would like to thank the scholarship committee, because the committee, I don't know how many times they met, but they all had to read all the applications and think about it and make judgments on it. Also want to thank the sponsors, the family sponsors of the scholarship, because without their financial support, we really would not have a scholarship program. And I think it's important that we do have a program to encourage young people and help young people with their education needs. And so finally, wish all the winners, scholarship winners, good luck in their education, in creating their careers, and in their future. This is an exciting time. College, I think, is very exciting. Make new friends, you learn new things, and most important, you learn how to be independent and set your course in terms of your future. Jason, I'll turn it back to you.
Thanks very much, Gerald. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the chairwoman of our scholarship committee, Mrs. Chris DeRosa.
Okay, welcome everyone to our first ever virtual scholarship program for JAVA, the Japanese American Veterans Association. We're thrilled to have all of you here with us, and we hope that you will enjoy. It's great because we have people from Hawaii to Italy joining us today, totally across the country. And so this is pretty exciting. Anyway, welcome. So we are, wait for a minute. So we're very pleased this year because of the generosity of our donor families to offer 13 scholarships in the total value of $25,000. Scholarship applicants have to be descendants of World War II Nisei or Nisei unit veterans or a child of a JAVA member. For the Inoue scholarship, members of the 100th Battalion Reserve Unit could also apply. So our first scholarship is the Daniel K. Inoue Memorial Scholarship. This is awarded to someone who is going into public service or the military. It is awarded in the amount of $5,000. Mr. Inoue grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii. In 1943, he left the University of Hawaii where he was studying medicine and joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Senator Inoue attained the rank of second lieutenant. He was gravely injured in combat, later receiving the Congressional Medal of Honor in 2001. After the war, Senator Inoue completed his law degree and served in the Hawaii Territorial Legislature. In 1959, when Hawaii became a state, he was elected to Congress. A few years later, he became Hawaii's senator. We are proud to announce the winner of the recipient of the Daniel K. Inoue Memorial Scholarship, and that is TJ Okamura. TJ lives in Redmond, Washington. After earning his associate and bachelor's degrees, he joined the U.S. Army Reserves and is serving at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington State. He quickly impressed his superiors, earning Soldier of the Week and Soldier of the Month honors. TJ is planning to pursue a master's degree in international studies at the University of Washington with a focus on Japan studies. TJ is an accomplished Japanese martial arts student in Kendo and Aikido. He serves as a volunteer and instructor at Seattle museums and cultural centers. TJ is the grandson of George Okamura, who served with the 442nd. In his scholarship essay, TJ wrote, "During my Army training period, I was constantly challenged and pushed out of my comfort zone. Enlisting at 27, I made it my goal to stay under the radar. However, my age, entry as a specialist, and my last name made me unique. It is one of my ultimate goals that whatever I do will give back to the community that shaped who I am. Being the recipient of the Daniel Inoue Memorial Scholarship would be an honor that I hope to carry forward for all Japanese Americans." Our second scholarship is the JAVA Founders Scholarship, which is established to honor Phil Sunao Ishio, his wife Connie, and their son Douglas. This scholarship is awarded to a student who has completed at least 2 years of college, and it is for the amount of $3,000. Mr. Ishio was born in Berkeley, California, and grew up in Salt Lake City. He attended college in Utah and in Japan, but returned to the US as World War II approached. He served with the MIS for 6 years during World War II and beyond. After he earned his bachelor and master's degrees from Georgetown University, he joined the CIA. Mr. Ishio was a founder of JAVA and served as its president. Mr. Ishio's wife, Constance, grew up in Montana. She received her BA degree in early childhood education from Colorado State Teachers College. She was active as a community volunteer. I'm told that she loved to cook and was known for her peanut brittle and blueberry muffins. We're pleased to award the Founders Scholarship to Caitlin Emmy Takeda. She is from Northridge, California. This spring, she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Visual Arts after defending her senior thesis entitled Craft and Cultural Resistance in Japanese American Incarceration Camps. Caitlin participated in many organizations and activities, many of them related to Japanese culture, including taiko drumming, the Japanese Cultural Club, and Sudo for Solidarity. Caitlin's grandparents, including her grandfather, Harry Arita, who served in the MIS, were incarcerated in 4 different camps in World War II. In 2018 and 2019, she traveled to Heart Mountain on pilgrimages. While there, she photographed and interviewed around 30 Heart Mountain internees. She has collected those photos into a book, which she plans to present to them. Caitlin is flying to Rhode Island today to begin medical school at Brown University. She plans to focus on primary care population medicine. Caitlin wrote, by the end of the 2 summers, I had taken the photos of over 30 Nisei. I compiled these photos into a photo book that I titled Nisei. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices that my grandfather's generation made so that I could live a safe and happy life, and as a way to honor my grandfather's legacy. I plan on giving a copy of the book to each of the internees who is featured. Giving back to the older Japanese American generation is something that I plan on doing for the rest of my life. Next, we have the Kyoko Tsuboi Topkin Legacy Scholarship. This is presented to a student who has completed at least 1 year of college. It is awarded in the amount of $2,000. Mrs. Tsuboi Topkin grew up in Oregon and attended school in Japan. She returned to the US in 1940. Her family was incarcerated at Minidoka internment camp in Idaho. Because of her language skills, she was able to leave the camp to work in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to assist in Japanese language training to support the war effort. Later, she moved to New York, where she worked for the Tribune, the Register, and the New York Times newspapers. Later, she returned to Portland, Oregon. Mrs. Topkin long admired World War II Nisei veterans. Her estate continues to be a major donor of Java's education program, which publicizes the 442nd and the MIS. On February 6, 2009, Java President Bob Nakamoto presented her with Java's highest award, the Courage, Honor, Patriotism plaque for outstanding service to the community. Next, we are going to present 10 Java Memorial Scholarships. Each scholarship is in the amount of $1,500 and is awarded to a recent high school graduate who is headed for higher education in the fall. These students impressed us with their academic accomplishments, their dedication to their community, their determination to keep the legacy of the Nisei veterans, and were exemplary in many, many ways. The first of these is the Ranger Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship. Grant Hirabayashi was a native of Washington State. He enlisted before the war to become an aircraft mechanic for the Army Air Corps. When war broke out on December 7th, his family was forcibly evacuated to Tule Lake. Hirabayashi joined the MIS and the famed Merrill's Marauders. He was installed in the Ranger Hall of Fame. Mr. Hirabayashi also worked at the State Department, the Library of Congress, and the National Security Agency. Java is pleased to present the Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship to Chloe Elise Hannah Nelson. Chloe lives in Exeter, California. She is headed to UC Irvine, where she will study biology and international relations. Chloe has a variety of interests, including playing the harp, ice skating, tennis and swimming, and mesa coding. She is a granddaughter of Takashi Torikawa, who served with the MIS. Chloe wrote, "It was my grandfather's quiet persistence and love of life that has inspired me to pursue a higher education in international relations and biology. I wish to keep the memories, commitments, and honor instilled in me alive for future generations of Americans. I'm extremely honored that my grandfather's sacrifices have allowed me to apply for a Java Memorial Scholarship." Next, we have the Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship. Jimmy Kanaya was born in Oregon. His family was interned at Minidoka Relocation Center in Idaho until the end of the war. Mr. Kanaya joined the 442nd Infantry and served as its medic. During fighting near Bifontaine, he was captured and held as a POW until the end of World War II. Mr. Kanaya received a Silver Star and a Bronze Star with Valor, as well as 2 oak leaf clusters. Colonel Kanaya served our country during 3 wars before he retired. We're pleased to present the Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship to Sophia Daniel. Sophia is a grandniece of Isamu Hoshino. She graduated from Kaiser High School in Honolulu with a 4.0 average. She devoted many hours to working with children in the community. She participated in air riflery and volleyball. She plans to study at Kapiolani Community College with an eventual goal of earning a degree in environmental science. Sophia wrote, "College and continuous education have always been important to my family and me. It is a struggle to afford. Winning the scholarship would be magnificent. I'm able to honor my great uncle who served. Because he worked so hard to defend the country, provide for his family, and bravery, I am who I am today." Next, we have Chief Warrant Officer 4, Mitsugi M. Kasai Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Kasai was born in Utah and grew up on a farm in Idaho. When World War II broke out, he joined the MIS and served nearly 30 years with Army intelligence. After retiring, Mr. Kasai returned to Utah. He was very interested in collecting and preserving stories and artifacts that reflected the lives of Japanese Americans in this country. His extensive collections are preserved at the Mitsugi Kasai Memorial Japanese American Archive at the University of Utah. We're pleased to present the Kasai Memorial Scholarship to Kylie Reiko Ginoza of Wailuku, Hawaii. She is headed to the University of Utah in the fall. She plans to major in biology or engineering. Kylie was active in many activities, including 10 years in the 4-H, as well as golf, swimming, and the National Honor Society. Kylie is the great-granddaughter of Iwao Takamori, who served in the 100th Battalion, 442nd Regiment. Kylie wrote, "Winning a Java scholarship will mean the world to me. I know that if my great-grandfather were still alive today, he would want me to go to college and achieve my dreams. I will continue to retell the stories of my great-grandfather's legacy, and I hope to one day tell my children how much of a hero he was." The Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship honors Ben Kuroki, who grew up in Nebraska. He and his brother Fred joined the Army during World War II. They had to go to at least 2 recruiting sites before they were accepted. Ben was able to serve with the Army Air Corps. He flew dozens of bombing missions over Europe and Asia. He received 3 Distinguished Service Crosses during his time of service. After leaving the military, Mr. Kuroki became the editor of several newspapers in Michigan and California. We're pleased to present the Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship to Helena Kimiko Nukuto of Canton, Ohio. Helena is headed to the University of Cincinnati, where she will major in industrial design. She is the granddaughter of Tadashi Nukuto of the 100th Battalion C Company. Helena was active in music, math, and the Model UN, among other activities during high school. Helena wrote, "Winning a Java Memorial Scholarship would be an honor. It would be so important to educate people on the history of Japanese Americans, especially during World War II. Every day, the population of Japanese American veterans from World War II is becoming smaller, and it becomes the responsibility of a new generation to pass along the story. Even though my grandfather isn't with me anymore, I still hope to make him proud by continuing my education, sharing his story, and living every day with a smile like he always did." Next is the Vic and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship. Vic Matsui grew up in California. During World War II, his family was interned in Jerome in Arkansas. He joined the Army and earned the rank of Chief Warrant Officer 2. Later, Mr. Matsui worked for many years for the US State Department. He and his family were stationed in several locations throughout the world. His wife, Teru, often worked as the embassy nurse on their missions, using her degree in nursing In Williamsburg, Mr. Matsui was active in the Williamsburg chapter of the Hearing Loss Association of America. He was a longtime member of JAVA. We're pleased to present the Vic and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship to Camille Yuriko Tom from Gardena, California. She will be attending Biola University in California, where she will study communication sciences and disorders. Her ultimate goal is to become a speech pathologist. Cami is active in many church and school activities. She recently competed in a History Day competition. She's a granddaughter of James Ogawa, who served with the 100th Battalion and the 442nd Infantry. Cami wrote, "Witnessing my grandpa prevail over those speech disabilities has inspired me to help others do the same. This is my way of living a go-for-broke lifestyle. Sometimes I think college is just something that I have to do, but really, it's a privilege that I get to pursue my dream. This scholarship would help me in the pursuit of leaving my legacy at my dream college to honor my grandpa, forever my hero." The Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship is established in honor of Bob Nakamoto, who grew up in Sacramento, California. He was interned with his family at Topaz. He served in the U.S. Air Force during the Korean War. Later, he studied at California State University in Sacramento. Mr. Nakamoto and his family settled in Leesburg, Virginia. He served on many corporate boards at the state and national levels and in government. He was owner and CEO of several companies, including Armor and Base Technologies. Bob Nakamoto probably and ably served as JAVA president for many years. We're pleased to present the Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship to Dawson Hideo Gomez Tokishi of Kahului, Maui. Dawson is headed to Pacific University in Oregon to study business. Dawson played baseball and basketball and coached many younger children in those sports. He is a great-grandson of Harold Okumura, who served with the MIS. Dawson wrote, "If I win a JAVA Memorial Scholarship, I will be extremely grateful because I will be given the opportunity to honor the Nisei generation and continue to spread their legacy. I feel the greatest contributions the Nisei veterans have made to our community is passing of values to us, inspiring courage in the face of adversity, leading by example and doing the right thing always. Winning a JAVA Memorial Scholarship will mean I will be able to represent my Oji-chan and continue to spread the Nisei veterans' values to better our island community." Next, we have Major Mike Okusa Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Okusa grew up in Nebraska. He joined the U.S. Army and served in the MIS. He remained in the military and served during 3 wars. Following his career in Army intelligence, Major Okusa worked for the CIA and the National Security Agency. He was a founding member of JAVA and served on its board of directors and as its treasurer. The Major Mike Okusa Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Joseph Paul Nakasone, who lives with his family in Fort Meade, Maryland. Joseph is headed to Dartmouth University, where he will study history. He is the grandson of JAVA member Paul Nakasone and he's the son of JAVA member Paul Nakasone and the grandson of Edwin Nakasone, who served in the MIS. Among his activities in high school were band and tennis. Joseph wrote, "Winning the JAVA Memorial Scholarship would give me the ability to continue this legacy of public service. It would give me the resources to begin my own journey in public service. Serving and working to change a system from the outside is an admirable pursuit, but I view it as an honor to have the chance to change the system from within." Next, we have the Betty Shima Memorial Scholarship. Betty was a beloved wife of Terry Shima, a 442nd Infantry veteran and a founding member of JAVA. Betty and Terry grew up on the Big Island of Hawaii. They raised 2 children after they moved to Maryland. Betty was active in her church and community. She was a volunteer with the Red Cross and Meals on Wheels. Betty was also an accomplished artist. She enjoyed calligraphy, ikebana, and photography. We're pleased to award the Betty Shima Memorial Scholarship to Sarah Keiko Sakakihara of Wailuku, Maui. Sarah is headed to Cal Poly Technical State University, where she will major in civil engineering. Sarah was active in the National Honor Society, band, and the 4-H. She also competed in National History Day competitions. Sarah is the grandniece of Katsuyoshi Hamamoto, who served with the 442nd. Sarah wrote, "The heroism and sacrifice of the AJAs in World War II changed America's view of Japanese Americans. Nisei veterans lived the concept of service beyond self in volunteering for the war. After the war, they worked to eliminate discrimination and improve conditions for succeeding generations. The core values of the Nisei passed to my parents' generation and now to me." Our next scholarship is the Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Shirey was the SR Regimental Intelligence Officer for the 442nd Regimental Combat Team for the duration of their service in World War II. After the war, he wrote of the Nisei soldiers in a book titled Americans, the story of the 442nd Combat Team. Mr. Shirey's son said of him that serving with the 442nd was the proudest and most rewarding experience in his lifetime. Someone else said that Major Shirey was held in high respect by the men and officers of the Japanese American 100th Battalion and 442nd Regimental Combat Team for his intelligence, honesty, integrity, and devotion to duty. After the war, Major Shirey established a career in direct marketing and consulting. His wife, Maud, grew up in Cumberland, Maryland. She received a bachelor's degree in English literature from Western Maryland College. After graduation, she worked in New York City as a radio engineer for Voice of America and the Armed Forces Radio until the end of the war. She served on the founding boards at Grace Episcopal Day School and the church's Pennyworth shop. The Shireys called Silver Spring, Maryland, home. Java presents the Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship to Grace Xiang Bost of San Mateo, California. She will be studying psychology and law at the University of California in San Diego. Grace was active in orchestra, track and field, and the Young Buddhist Association. She organized a Day of Remembrance in her community. Grace is the granddaughter of Yukio Yokoi of the 442nd, who served with the 442nd while his family was incarcerated at Heart Mountain. Grace wrote, "My grandfather valued education and supported all three of his daughters through college. Receiving this scholarship would ensure that I am continuing my grandfather's value in education. It would be an important tribute to my grandfather. I am proud of my background and hope to honor my grandfather in any way I can." And finally, we have the Dr. Americo Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto. Americo Bugliani was a young boy in Italy when the Germans invaded his country and his hometown. It was a time of great hunger and cold. One day he met an American soldier who gave him his first toothbrush, a tube of Colgate toothpaste, his army cap, and a photo of himself in front of a Jeep. That GI was Paul Sakamoto. Mr. Bugliani said that was his only day of happiness during the war. He kept that picture in his wallet for many, many years. Although he was born in Italy, Mr. Bugliani's father was an American citizen, so he moved to the States in 1954. Soon after, he joined the US Army, serving in Europe. He earned 2 degrees in comparative literature and taught for many years at the University of Chicago. He was very honored to join and be elected commander of the American Legion Chicago Nisei Post 1138. For decades, Dr. Bugliani searched for that kind American Nisei soldier, his liberator, he called him. He finally found Paul Sakamoto, and as you can see in this photo, they were reunited on the Big Island. But Mr. Bugliani felt he needed to do more. So he organized the citizens of his hometown of Pietrasanta and persuaded them to construct a monument to honor the Nisei soldiers who had liberated their hometown. That beautiful monument by world-renowned sculptor Marcello Tomasi depicts Mr. Sadao Munemori, who was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his heroic efforts in the war. He died on the Gothic line. We're pleased to present the Dr. Americo Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto to Kiara Emmy Kubota Stromberg of San Jose, California. Kiara is headed to UCLA, where she will study comparative literature. She was an AP scholar, a Girl Scout ambassador, and recently completed requirements for the Gold Award, which is a top honor for Girl Scouts. Kiara is the granddaughter of Yoshio Kubota, who served in the MIS. Kiara wrote, as a 16-year-old, I sat at a table at the March for Our Lives and filled out a voter pre-registration form. Creating change in our country starts with a small, simple act. Years later, I decided that my pre-registration, my one vote, was not enough. I decided to take action. We, the younger generation, must be vigilant and stand up for those who are targeted. We cannot rest on the achievements of previous generations. And those are our 13 Java Memorial Scholarship awardees for 2020. As you can see, they are an accomplished group and we wish them very well. They're amazing young people, great academic credentials. They are devoted to community service and they want to preserve the legacy of our Nisei veterans. They have a determination to pursue their dreams, including higher education. Congratulations to them all and our best wishes for a successful year. And I'm near the end, but before I end, I must extend my thanks to the members of the 2019 and 2020 Scholarship Committee. They worked devotedly and tirelessly for many hours to review the applications from so many deserving students. In fact, this year we received a record over 50 applications for our scholarships. It took many hours to go through them carefully. We have Mrs. Mary Murakami, Captain Cynthia Macri, Medical Corps, U.S. Navy, Commander Janelle Kuroda, JAG Corps, U.S. Navy, and Ms. Dawn Eilenberger. And finally, I must extend further thanks to a Java team who has worked very hard to make this virtual ceremony a reality. Thank you to Mr. Gerald Ryomata, Java President, Mr. Howard Hyde, Java Vice President, Mr. Jason Kuroiwa, Java Board Member, Mr. Terry Shima, 442nd Veteran and Lifetime Java Member, Mrs. Mary Murakami, Lifetime Java Member, Mr. Wade Ishimoto, and last but not least, Mrs. Neat Ford, Java Administrator Extraordinaire. She has managed to somehow juggle press releases, contacting applicants and donor families, and making sure their scholarship checks are mailed out. Thank you to all of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to individually recognize our scholarship award winners and give them an opportunity to introduce themselves and provide their remarks. The Memorial Scholarship honoring the late U.S. Senator Daniel K. Noy's iconic career of military and civilian public service goes to Mr. T.J. Okamura. Mr. Okamura, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you. I'm honored to receive the scholarship from Java, especially the one named after Senator Daniel Inouye. Since both my grandparents served in the Army, one of which was in the 442nd, I can't describe the greatness I feel for the affirmation of confidence that I'm being entrusted with, not only by a Japanese American organization, but with one with roots in the 442nd and the MIS. Thank you.
The Java Founder Scholarship, named for Java's founder, the late Colonel Sunao Phil Ishio, his wife Constance, and his son Douglas, goes to Ms. Caitlin Emmy Takeda. Ms. Takeda.
Okay, Ms. Takeda wasn't able to join us as she's flying to Rhode Island, but she left us a message.
Hi, everyone at Java. This is Caitlin Takeda here to extend my gratitude for being able to receive the Founders Scholarship that honors Colonel Suneo Phil Ishio. Thank you so much for supporting my academic endeavors as I am.
Sorry.
Hi, everyone at Java. This is Caitlin Takeda here to extend my gratitude for being able to receive the Founders Scholarship that honors Colonel Suneo Phil Ishio. Thank you so much for supporting my academic endeavors as I embark on my journey to start medical school. It is so gratifying to be able to be supported by the Japanese American Veterans Association and to be able to honor my late grandfather, Harry Arita. Thank you so much.
Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Chloe Nelson. Ms. Nelson, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Chloe Nelson, and I'm so honored to receive the Ranger Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship. His lifelong contributions reflect an amazing individual of courage, intellect, and dedication to international relations. I'm the granddaughter of Takashi Torikawa, an MIS veteran. He'd be so proud to know I had the support of Java to pursue higher education, which he valued so much. His history as a Japanese American veteran was similar to that of Mr. Hirabayashi, and I feel so fortunate to have a connection to these two American heroes. I will be attending UCLA as an international studies major. Thank you, Java and the Hirabayashi family, for this great honor.
The Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Sophia Daniel. Ms. Daniel, the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Sophia Daniel, and I recently graduated from Kaiser High School. I'll be attending KCC, which is Kapiolani Community College, in the fall. And I am grateful and honored to receive this award so I can continue to honor my great uncle, which is Isamu Hoshino, as well as my family. So thank you very much for this award.
The Chief Warrant Officer for Mitsugi Murakami Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Kylie Reiko Ginoza. Ms. Ginoza, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Kylie Ginoza. I would first like to just say thank you so much for this honor. I am so beyond grateful. Thank you for supporting and helping me take the next step towards my goal of one day hopefully becoming a dermatologist.
The Sergeant Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Elena Kamiko Nakudo. Ms. Nakudo, the floor is yours.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm really honored to receive the Ben Kuroki Scholarship, and I just wanted to give a big thanks to everyone at Java for giving the opportunity to so many Japanese American students to pursue a higher education, including me. So thank you.
The Victor and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Cami Tom. Ms. Tom, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Cami Tom, and I wanted to say thank you for awarding me with the scholarship. I feel so incredibly honored to share my grandpa's story, and I hope to continue the legacy that the Japanese Americans left for us. And I will be attending Biola University in the fall, and I have hopes to become a speech pathologist. Thank you.
The Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Mr. Dawson Hideo Gomez Tokishi. Mr. Tokishi, the floor is yours.
Aloha, my name is Dawson Tokishi. I'd like to thank the Japanese American Veterans Association and the Nakamoto family for choosing me and supporting me as I go into this next chapter of my life. I was honored to learn that I was selected to be one of this year's recipients for the Java Scholarship Award, and I'm extremely grateful because I get to continue to honor my grandpa and the Nisei veterans and to continue to spread their legacy. I plan to do so at Pacific University, where I'll be majoring in accounting and also fortunate enough to continue my baseball scholarship there. Thank you again for this scholarship.
The Major Muneo Michael Okusa Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Mr. Joseph Paul Nakasone. Mr. Nakasone, the floor is yours.
Hi, I just wanted to express how grateful I am to be supported by an organization that I know means so much to my family and means so much to me, especially as I head off to Dartmouth and begin this new phase of my life of college.
The Betty Shima Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Sarah Keiko Sakakihara. Ms. Sakakihara, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Sarah Sakakihara, and I just wanted to say thank you to the Scholarship Committee and the Shima family for selecting me as a recipient of the Betty Shima Memorial Scholarship and for supporting my pursuit for higher education at Cal Poly to major in civil engineering. I have always been inspired by the Nisei generation and will continue to learn and educate others about their sacrifice. My great uncle was a part of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, and I know he would be very proud to see the legacy of the Nisei veterans being honored. Thank you.
The Major Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ms. Grace Bolst. Ms. Bolst, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Grace Boast. I'd like to thank the Japanese American Veteran Association Scholarship Committee for the scholarship. It is especially meaningful to me because I want to honor my grandfather, Lieutenant Colonel Yukio Yokoi, who served in the 442nd Regimental Combat Team during World War II. Thanks to the heroic actions of these veterans and the legacy of my grandparents, I plan to become an attorney and work towards social justice for all minorities in America. Thank you once again to the JAVA Scholarship Committee and all Japanese American veterans for their service.
The Dr. Miracle Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto is awarded to Ms. Kiara Emmy Kubota Stromberg. Ms. Stromberg, the floor is yours.
Hi there. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the opportunity to receive this scholarship. And I very much admire the mission of JAVA in honoring the Japanese Americans veterans who served our country. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
At this time, our esteemed donors and their family members are important to the success of our scholarship program. I would like to introduce and first thank Dr. Ann Bugliani for her family's generous donation. Dr. Bugliani, the floor is yours.
Can you see me? Buonasera.
We cannot see you.
I wonder.
We can hear you though.
Okay, well, that's good enough. Buonasera. I'm greeting you all from Pietrasanta, the town that was liberated by the 442. Americo Bugliani was my husband, and I can attest to the fact that he carried the Nisei in his heart his entire life, from when he had his encounter during the war with Paul Sakamoto. He was forever grateful. And so I'm very happy to be able to participate in remembering and honoring Paul Sakamoto and all those brave men of the 442 that really went for broke. Thank you. Buonasera da Pietrasanta.
Thank you, Dr. Bugliani. At this time, are there any other donor families who would like to pass their congratulations or remarks? So please do so right now. Okay.
Anyone?
Hi.
Oh, there we go.
Kei Hirabayashi.
My name is Kei Hirabayashi, and I'm calling from Sacramento, California. And I just wanted to express my appreciation to JAVA for making all of these scholarships possible. Really pleased to have been able to attend today's Zoom session and presentation, and to see all of the wonderful individuals that are going to be continuing their education with the help of all of these scholarships. I wanted to especially say hi to Ms. Chloe Nelson and congratulate her for winning Daddy's Ranger Grant Hirabayashi scholarship, but I really just wanted to express my appreciation to the committee and wish all of the recipients well as they pursue their educational dreams. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. I guess it is now my honor to introduce Mr. Terry Shima.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
Oh, go ahead.
Can we all like unmute and maybe just give a round of applause to all of our awardees?
Oh, cool.
Congratulations.
Donors too.
Thank you.
Great point, Chris. 42nd Regimental Combat Team. His tireless efforts in the Japanese American Veterans Association as the executive director and still serving as a distinguished fellow preserved the legacy and contributions of the World War II Nisei soldiers.
My name is Terry Shima, age 97, one of the 10,000 Nisei who served with the 442nd Regimental Combat Team in Europe during World War II. Nisei served also in the Asia Pacific Theater. It is an honor to be invited to say a few words. These scholarships connect you to World War II veterans such as a boy from Hawaii who volunteered for combat to prove his loyalty, returned, eventually became a U.S. Senator and President pro tem of the U.S. Senate, making him constitutionally third in line for the presidency. A military intelligence specialist whose linguistic contribution led to Japan's defeat at Papua New Guinea. This saved Australia from being invaded by Japan. Also a young boy in Italy who befriended a 100 battalion soldier, came to the U.S. after the war, obtained a PhD, landed a good job, and embarked on his goal to find his Nisei friend in Hawaii. Also, a Nisei linguist who served in the Army Special Forces in Burma to work behind enemy lines to defeat Japanese military operations. If captured, he would have been tortured to death. A gunner on a U.S. bomber who completed his quota of 29 missions over Germany, then served a similar number of bombing raids over Japan. I hope you will cherish your Java scholarships, which, while small in monetary terms, have huge intrinsic value. Nisei proved their loyalty. Sansei and Yonsei achievements have been outstanding. Good luck on your academic journey and your anticipated professional contribution to the greatness of America. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Mary Tamaki Murakami, who was born in California, where she and her family were incarcerated in Topaz, Utah's internment camp. A graduate of the University of California, Berkeley, she served as a senior microbiologist for Los Angeles County, medical technologist at Stanford Palo Alto Hospital, and Arlington County Public Health Lab in Washington, D.C. Later, she became the office manager for her husband, Dr. Raymond S. Murakami in Washington, D.C.
My name is Mary Tamaki Murakami, and I live by myself, and I've been sheltering in place. I'll read you the letter I wrote, and it starts with, Dear 14-year-old Mary, it doesn't make sense why any of this is happening, and it will take you 3 years before you get out of those camps. Now at the age of 93, you will face another kind of confinement, forced to stay at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. But the lesson you learn after camp stays with you. When there is nothing in the camp, you build furniture from construction lumber to create a semblance of dignity. You will learn, you will adapt. When you are overwhelmed, you will navigate one step forward at a time. After the camps, in face of racism, you became one of the first Asian Americans hired by LA County Microbiology Lab. And decades on, you'll see how the first steps paved the path for generations of Asian Americans to come into public health. And even after your retirement, your voice will matter to make sure history does not repeat itself. Your voice will inspire others to fight injustice. All these experiences teach you that you can reinvent a life filled with purpose at any age, any stage, and any crisis. So now, as you face another historic crisis, you are built for resilience. You got this.
The Japanese American Veterans Association is a fraternal and educational strengthening the camaraderie among its members, perpetuating the memory and history of our departed comrades, educating the American public on the Japanese American experience during World War II, and striving to obtain benefits and entitlements for veterans and their families. Please stay informed on our website at www.java-us.org, Facebook, and Twitter. At this time, please unmute yourselves and join me in a final round of applause for our honorees and gracious donors. Outstanding. Thank you for your attendance in the ceremony, and congratulations to the Japanese American Veterans Association Scholarship Award recipients and the future leaders of our nation. At this time, please join Mr. Wade Ishimoto for the singing of God Bless America.
On three. 1, 2, 3.
Mute.
God bless America.
Wait, I'm going to stop you. I want everyone to unmute themselves and we'll start again. All right, go for it.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Again. God bless
America,
land
I love.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above.
From the
mountains
to the prairies, to the
oceans, white with foam.
God
bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Awesome, thank you.
Great job, Wade.
Stay healthy, resilient, and optimistic. Take care. Bye.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Congratulations, everybody.
Keep in touch.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you, everyone.